The fourth thing I would say, as far as your products that you are going to sell, you should educate yourself on your products. It is hard to pitch a sale to someone if you have no idea what is going on. So for instance, like, we all know that in the hair business, you know, you hear of the mink, Japanese, Eurasian, all these different type of terms for hair. Brazilian hair, Malaysian hair, you know, whatever you want to call it. Well, we all know that it's nothing but a marketing ploy, and it's just, you know, to market the hair. But we also know the honesty behind it, that there's no such thing as mink hair. But that's what you market it as. I'm not saying you cannot market it as mink hair, but if you have a customer that you're selling something to, you're building a relationship with that customer, and they're like, well, I seen your hair, but you don't have mink hair. At that point, that's not a sale that you should miss out on because you don't have mink hair when they ask you for it. That's the time you should educate them on, well, you do know that it's just marketing, so, you know, you can go ahead and give them a little spiel about that and let them know that, well, I mean, it's called mink hair, but it's not technically a mink hair. So I have some hair that, you know, I call Brazilian, but it'll work for you. You know, it's still processed hair, and I'm willing to give you a discount for you to go ahead and try it. Things like that. Like, you, and a customer will appreciate you being honest with them versus not being honest with them. Just like with vendors, if you talk to a vendor and they're like, oh, I got some mink hair for you to try out, you know, I can be your vendor and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's real authentic mink hair. It's like, you don't even need, you need to cut ties with that vendor, because an honest vendor will let you know that it's processed, it goes through chemicals, and that's what it is. I mean, that's what an honest vendor would tell you if you ask them. So things like that you should know. I feel like it's very important that you know. Help educate your customer, and also like sell to that customer, because I actually made a sale that way by a customer asking me, oh, well, you don't have this type of hair that I was looking for or whatever, and I was able to like FaceTime with them and let them see what I had, and, you know, just talk to them a little bit about it, and I ended up making that sale. So you have to prepare yourself for questions that are going to come out of the woodwork, stuff that you probably never thought to think of, but then you should put it in the aspect of, okay, if I was to buy something from this company and I didn't know anything about hair, what are some of the things that I would probably ask before I spend X amount of money on this hair? So that's something you should think of. You should think about that ahead of time, so that way when it comes to you, you have the option to go ahead and, you know, answer at that moment versus waiting. No one likes to wait on anything, so you should always be ready to think on your feet. And if you don't know the answer to something, you should be like, you should actually have, I don't know, you should have something around that you can like use as a reference to get that answer, because you don't want to lose that person. Our attention span does not last that long, so you want to be able to make that sale, or you're going to miss out on it. The thing I would say is you have to know who your ideal customer is going to be, and knowing your ideal customer is basically going to be the market that you are going, not the market, but yeah, the market, basically the market that you're going to pitch to. So you need to know, like, as far as like the age range, the activities of a person, social media or whatever. Like, you want to know what type of customer are you going to market to. That's going to be your ideal customer. Who do you see actually wearing your hair? Who do you see representing your brand as a whole? Will it be the ladies that's at church on Sunday, you know, the older ladies between their 40s and 50s or 60s? Or are you looking to market to maybe the college community, young adults, like, you know, maybe from 18 to 25 or something like that. Like, you need to figure out what your ideal market is going to be. Who are you going to market to? There is no actual way of knowing that until you really start to build your following and actually ask people questions. Not everybody want to be bothered with a survey, but some people will take it if you ask. So if you ask a few questions like, what's your you know, what's your name, how old are you, you know, where do you, like, what do you normally do? What are your activities? What social media do you spend the most time on? I mean, are you looking to market to people that spend all of their time on Instagram? Because some people use Instagram way more than Facebook, and vice versa. So it's just those little things that you should ask people. You can ask your family and friends, but that's like a whole nother subject, because 9 times out of 10, your family and friends are not going to be your customers. They are not going to be your customers. And that's just a story for a rainy day, because I can go into so much detail about that, but we're not going to go there yet. I'll save that for another video, because this video is already going to be, you know, it's already too long. So these are things that you're going to want to know. And you can send surveys out to people on Instagram. I mean, I've done it. I sent them quick surveys. I mean, they answered me, you know. Some people didn't, but most people did for the most part. So you're just going to find it out. How I ended up finding out my actual ideal customer, in my mind, I felt like, well, everybody's going to wear my hair. You know, people in their 20s, you know, younger people, 17-agers, or whatever. But what I learned through marketing and through Facebook ads and everything, and actually looking at my analytics, was that my actual ideal customer age range from like 25 to 34. That's pretty much the most increase I've got. The most sales I got was from those people. The most clicks to my website, you know, just the insights in general. All of my call to action buttons were clicked by these people. That was the most, you know, the most exposure that my business actually got. So that ended up being like, that's basically my targeted market. There's no sense in me paying for an ad to market to like all the way up to 60 or whatever, if, you know, if that's not really my customer. That's not the people that are actually checking for my company. And that's something that you're going to learn eventually, and that goes into marketing and everything. And you guys, marketing that's going to be something that's going to take time. You're just going to have to get in where you fit in and figure out marketing on your own before you actually go in depth with marketing, because in depth marketing, it's going to cost money. Like, it cost me money to learn different things, to learn how, you know, to learn how basically Facebook algorithm works, how Instagram algorithm work, as far as hashtags go, uploading videos to Facebook, like how does that work, if you upload in a YouTube link, certain things like that. Like, I can give you so much information on that, because it's so crazy. It's nothing I would have ever thought of. Had I not read it and paid for information and like took these classes, I would have never known that's what it takes at all. And so it's just little things that you can do that don't cost any money. Like, just if you actually boost a post on Facebook and you're paying for this ad, automatically the ad suggests like an age range from, I don't know, 18 to 60, and it's males and females. That alone can be a simple mistake because you didn't change it. Like, we don't need to market to males, because 9 times out of 10, men are not looking to buy hair from us. So that's just something you can cut out. Like, you can uncheck the male selection, because we don't need to market to men. There's no sense to pay to market to men. You might have males that might buy stuff from you, but I mean, like, it's not your primary focus, okay? So it's just little things like that, and I can probably, you know, add that into a marketing section, but I don't want to get that far into it because it's a lot that comes with that, and I'm just trying to hit on basic stuff, you know, without going too far in depth to where the video is going to be an hour, because I can have conversation for days. Okay, and so another thing I want to go into now is your marketing areas. Like, you can't limit yourself to only selling hair online and just worrying about marketing to the entire world prior to like marketing locally. Marketing locally is going to help you so much, because you're actually going to be doing a lot of footwork. You're going to come in contact with people versus people online. If you can come in contact with someone and sell them something, you can sell it to them over the phone as well. This gives you a lot of practice, because cold contacting people online, like, it works and it feels weird, because you feel like you don't want to be bothered, you know, you don't want to bother somebody. But here's the worst thing that can happen. If you send someone a message and you know, ask them if they would be interested in your hair and stuff like that, the worst thing that can happen is that they open it and don't respond. That's the worst thing that can happen. Like, it's not going to hurt you. But as far as starting locally, what I'm saying about that, you want to start in areas that's around you, that's like easily accessible to you, to get your name out there. As far as like, you can go to high school football games. You can go to college universities. Like, by me, I'm in Louisiana. So, you know, I have Southern is near me. You know, I have LSU. I have all of these different places, you know, that have big events. You know, we have like Bayou Classics. You have Homecoming. It's really big deals, and it's a big crowd of people. So going around there, passing out flyers, giving out business cards, things like that really helps because it actually gets the word out. Not everything have to be expensive. This is free stuff. You can go to the library. You can create you a flyer. Okay, you can create a flyer yourself. You know, a basic flyer, and the library is like what, maybe like a nickel or copy or something like that. But every library has like a threshold of how many copies you get for free a day. I think like in my area is like 30-50 copies or something like that you get free per day. So I mean, if you have to take your library card, your sister's library card, your mom's library card, your cousin library card, I mean, you know, do what you got to do, and you know, use every last one of their cards to make you some copies. I mean, it is what it is. It's not like really cheating the system. It's just doing what you got to do if you can't afford to pay for it, because you know, money is going to be thin at the beginning when you're starting a business. But marketing in those places are going to be good for you because you can get the word out about your hair. Like for me personally, at first I did not do that, you guys. Like I didn't really do much. I didn't do much marketing locally as far as like footwork. I really didn't get out there and actually promote myself like talking about, because I was just so hung up on learning everything online that I basically kind of forgot about what was close to me. And I'm just saying that as far as the footwork part, I really didn't do that because, you know, I was just caught up in other stuff. Another thing that is free, is easy marketing for you to do, will be a Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is free of charge. Of course, it has issues with it as far as like if you when you post certain things, it's a lot of like community guideline restrictions. It's like you can't have a lot of like text on the picture, and yeah, you just gotta go around it. You just gotta get around, you know, the issues, the algorithm or whatever that they have on there. But you can post on Facebook Marketplace, and what I will tell you is that my sales, I've got more sales off of Marketplace than what I've gotten on my website, and my website has been up a year. Okay, because I went on Facebook Marketplace one day and I was just like, my girlfriend sold her a cell phone that she had, an iPhone that she didn't need anymore because she got a new one, and she sold her iPhone in there. And I was like, oh, let me go on there and see if I can post some bundles. So I went on there and posted bundle deals. I posted my bundle deals. I didn't post single bundles. I posted bundle deals on there, and people contacted me like, is this item available? Is this available? And I was like, well, this is what I have in stock. I have this, and this. And then, you know, and then they were like, oh, okay. And I was like, but if not, you know, I can get this in 3 days or 2 days or whatever, you know, whatever you need. And so they was like, oh, okay, well, I'll take that. And I was like, okay, well, I'll meet you at Walmart. So, you know, I mean, I met them in Walmart parking lot. They gave me the money. I gave them the hair, and that was that. From those customers, I actually end up getting more customers because, you know, it's word of mouth. That's a referral. You know, when one person gets your hair, they tell somebody else about it, and it goes on and on and on. And so that's another thing, you know, that's pretty much free of charge to use. Like it don't cost you anything to post on the marketplace and be like bundles for sale, because people are going to contact you. Another way that I have gotten sales was because, like I told you, I style hair as well. So typically when I do a sew-in, I would charge like $60-70. Well, by me being a new hair company and me wanting to get people to actually wear the hair so word can, you know, get out that I have hair, I would post online. I would post on Marketplace. I would post a flyer, or I would post like maybe 1 or 2 pictures, and I would put free sew-in with a bundle deal purchase. So as long as they purchase a 3 bundle deal for me, then I would install the sew-in for free. And basically for my bundle deals, for most of my bundle deals, like I profit about $60 from the bundle deals, right? And so I look at it like I'm not really taking a loss, because I'm taking a loss kind of, but not really. I'm really not profiting as far as from the hair, like talking about. But I mean, you know, think about it. If I charge $60-50 for a sew-in and I'm making that in profit from the hair, then I kind of, you know, I'm kind of still winning, because not only am I basically making what I normally would make from a hair install, but I'm also getting the exposure of my brand being out there because I'm installing my hair into someone's head. So, you know, I mean, it's like a win-win. I'm not getting the benefit of both, you know, getting paid for the install and plus, you know, getting a profit from the hair. But I mean, hey, you know, you got to cut your losses somewhere. You got to offer some type of incentive, and people always like deals. But this is just a little, you know, a little small kind of insight to what I would say you should look forward to when you're starting a hair business. And I'm just giving you, like, you know, things that I say you should think about prior to starting. And you know, of course, it goes further in depth as far as financing, you know, how much bundles you should keep in stock and stuff like that. Will you drop ship? Will you not? Like I said, all these are things that you should think about prior to starting, because it's going to be stressful situations. It's going to be stressful, but just hang on and, you know, just keep true to your passion. Like, you know, if this is something you really, really want to do, then make it work. Like, no matter what you have to do, you know what I'm saying? When I first started my business, like, I'm not working now, but when I first started, I was working a full-time job and I was on shift work. I worked 12.5-hour days. So my schedule was 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. So granted, I wake up, and me and my girlfriend work the exact same job. We had the exact same schedule. So we wake up in the morning at 3 o'clock, 3:30 a.m. because, you know, I just have to wake up before I can, like, actually move. So I got to move around a little bit before I get up. So we wake up at 3 a.m. We're not making it home until almost 6 because of traffic and everything. 6 p.m. And when I got home, you know, this is my time that I have to respond to emails. I have to go and comment on people's posts and, you know, follow people on Instagram and stuff like that because, you know, I mean, that's what you have to do. Like, you have to make time for certain things. So I wouldn't go to bed until probably around 11. And then, you know, I turn around and wake right back up again at 3:30 because that's just what my life entailed. But I needed to do that because, you know, that was my job. That's how I paid my bills. Like, I'm not selling, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of hair. And I also worked a lot of overtime as well because my job, it was so easy to work it. Like, they're so shorthanded to where I could work, like, my schedule was shift work, so I would work basically 2 days on, 2 days off every other weekend. So I was able to work my 7 days I had off in a pay period. Like, I was able to work all 7 days if I wanted to for overtime because it was just that easy to get it. So of course I worked a good 4 or 5 extra days of overtime because that was the money I was using to fund my business. That was the money that I was able to pay for stuff with. I was able to, you know, pay for classes and, you know, do different stuff like that. And so that's what funded my business, and it was easily accessible to me. The money was so easy for me to get, and that's why I just spun money. You know what I'm saying? I just spent money on whatever, but it's not always going to be that easy for the next person. Okay, so you have to just be creative and find other ways to do things. But I said all that to say that if you need to get a second job or part-time job, maybe a few hours, just find something else to do. Get rid of things that you don't want, you don't need. Try to live as minimalistic as you can while you're funding your business. Just don't get discouraged because you have a negative Nancy in your life telling you that everybody sells hair. You shouldn't do it. I mean, think about everything that I mentioned in this video and write your goals down. Like, write your goals down about what you want to do, where do you see yourself at, and just start working on it. Like, the time to start is now. There's never going to be a perfect time in life for you to start anything. And I battled with that for so long because I kept telling my girlfriend, I was like, man, I'm working so many hours. Like, how am I ever going to have time to make wigs? Or, you know, like, I generally would hand stitch my wigs, but then, you know, I started getting into learning how to do it on a sewing machine. And I was like, how am I ever going to have time to perfect this craft if I'm constantly working? Like, my days are so long. Like, I don't want to come home and then be frustrated trying to learn how to, you know, make a wig on a sewing machine when I don't even know how to sew. You know, I don't want to do that after a day's work, especially if the day was stressful or not and stuff like that. So I complained so much about that. And then when I finally actually just ended up quitting my job, I was just aggravated, frustrated, I quit. I just basically quit. Didn't have any plan to quit. When I did quit, I was in such a shock that I didn't know what to do with myself. I had so much time on my hands. I was going insane. Like, I was like, wait. And it's so crazy because all this time, all I ever complained about when it came to the business was I don't have time. I don't have time to figure out, like, to send these email blasts, and then prior to sending all that, you got to learn how to do email marketing. You have to learn that stuff because it's not just, something that you just go and press a button. It's just done for you unless you want to just pay somebody to do it. But you have to learn the ins and outs of your own company. And so all I can say is, I'm not saying, quit your job tomorrow, but you just got to do what you got to do. You can make it work. I mean, we have people that are in, way more dire situations than us. Like, we don't have any kids or anything at our house. It's just us. So we have all the time in the world to put everything I have into my business. And now that I've quit working, I have to manage my time. I learned how to manage my time. I learned how to time block, how to do certain things at certain times of the day in order to get the most use out of my day and my time. Because if I don't do it, your business is only going to be as much as you put into it. So you have to give it your all. It's not going to grow overnight. And I know that it gets discouraging because you see some of these stories and, people are like, oh, I've only been in business for a year and I done made $180,000. Oh, I didn't gross this. I didn't did this. Like, don't get so caught up in those number stories. Don't get so caught up in that, because I'm not saying that it's false information. All I'm saying is everybody will not grow at the same rate. And anybody can tell you anything. Anyone can sell you a story, okay? They can sell you a story just like they sell us Coca-Colas, just like McDonald's sell us burgers, okay? Like, or the newest item on the menu. I'm just saying. So, don't feel bad that it's not happening for you in that time frame, because what is meant for you will be for you. And nobody else can take that from you. And what I've learned in sales is that people buy from people, y'all. People buy from people. So if you reach out to somebody, you have great customer service, you follow up with the people that bought stuff from you, you will keep that customer. You will retain that customer forever, because they will appreciate that. Nobody likes to be ignored. You know what I'm saying? No one likes to be ignored. Everyone likes to be answered. So anytime anybody inquire anything about your business, you'll be ready to answer them. Like, it don't matter how long it take you. Like, answer them, say what you gotta say, like, talk to them. For me, like, I'll FaceTime my customer, if they have something going on, and or if it's not my customer, yeah, it's a potential customer, and I'm like, well, you have an iPhone, like, do you want to FaceTime or whatever, so I can, like, I can video chat with you. I can show you the hair so you can see it. And I mean, it's just certain things, like, and that's a whole nother video. So I don't want to go that far into it because I'll be here forever, because there's a lot of things that I can tell you. But just know that what is meant for you is for you, guys. What is meant for you is meant for you. So don't feel discouraged. I mean, start testing out your hair. Listen to motivational speeches, podcasts. Do what you have to do, and just know that it doesn't rain forever. You know what I mean? The sun will shine after the rain. You just have to go through a certain period of rough patches. Even now, I know so much more, and I still lack a little discipline in certain areas, okay? There's so much more things that I should be doing, and I kind of still lack on. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I'm like a social media expert or nothing like that and stuff like that, but followers don't equal sales, y'all. Followers don't equal sales. Likes do not equal sales. Don't fall into that trap of that. Like, it's all a hype, okay? Don't fall into it, and just keep pushing, okay? Just keep pushing, and just know that it'll work out. You just have to just think about everything. And I'm just gonna stop talking now, because if I keep going into it, I'm gonna think about something else, and I'm gonna want to tell you something else, and then this video is going to be very long. But I will have another video. I'm trying to figure out if I should put the marketing and everything. I don't know if I should put that all in one book or a video. Like, I'm gonna give you a little video on it, and I'll probably put a good bit of it in the book. And I'm trying to decide if I should separate it, because I know certain marketing and stuff that I pay for or whatever, I know that it's not that easily accessible to other people that's probably just starting out, because it's expensive. It's really expensive. But like I said, I had the means and the avenue for me to just pay for certain things, because I had a great job. I was getting a few few $1,000 every 2 weeks. So I had the money at my disposal to just basically, you know, pay for what I wanted to learn. Because everything you don't have to pay for, there are some resources and some things that you can find. You just research, just look. There are a lot of free things that will help you, and other things that's a little more advanced you will have to pay for. And not everybody will be able to pay for that. So I'm trying to come up with a way that I can kind of condense some of the things that I've learned that I can offer you guys, that's like in a little book that's like affordable, that's not that expensive, you know, or whatever. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do that with a good friend of mine, and so I can just share the information, because like I really like helping people. I really don't mind. Like, I don't mind helping people. I've had a few people that I was in a group with who were going through some things, and I was like, well, you know, give me a call. I can help you. Like, you know, just express, you know, just lay all your issues on my shoulders, and I'm just gonna, you know, give you a little insight on what I feel you should probably do to help you out. And that makes me feel good to do that. Like, I don't feel bad helping somebody else that has the same thing as me, because like I said, what's for me, it's mine. It's not anybody else's. So you just got to keep that in your mind, and always remember why you're doing this. If it's because you've seen your mom struggle all her life and you want to just make it and be successful so you can take care of her, anything, whatever that reason is for you to do this, you always refer back to it, because that reason is going to keep you going no matter what. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off now, you guys, because this video is way too long. And yeah, but I hope you learned something from it. And if you have any other questions, y'all just put them down below, or like you can email me. I'll leave my email down there as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I answer everybody, so just give me a little second and I will answer you guys. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far in the video, have a good day, guys.